All right, so I'm here at Signature Customs in Dania Beach, Florida, and they just installed the Eibach lowering springs and from Unplugged Performance, the sway bar kit for the Tesla Model 3. So as you saw in the last video, we got the wheels installed, but there was a lot of wheel gap. They installed the Eibach springs, which lowers the back 1.4 inches. You can't tell right now, but after we drop it down, you will. And the front 1 inch, the fitment is awesome. They also installed the sway bars on the car, which tightens up and reduces roll. You can see the blue piece right there. This is the sway bar kit from Unplugged Performance that Michael from Signature here installed for us. Now we're gonna take the car back out to the autocross, and this car should do a lot better with the lighter wheels. The lower drop in suspension should help with efficiency as well, along with these awesome sway bars. So I'm gonna get the car out, drop it down, and give some driving impressions of how the car feels now after dropping it, adding those sway bars. Here are the new wheels we got on, and in here we can kind of zoom in. You can see the brand new Eibach springs back in there, which allows the car to be lowered. They do all kind of custom work on Teslas. Here's another Model 3 Performance getting some work done right here. Here's Michael's Model Y that he took delivery just a day after I did. He wrapped it in this really wicked blue, dropped the suspension down on bags. This thing's totally dropped so low. And also he's got the roof rack, custom roof rack, the roof storage box up here on the top. You can see he's got Tesla after Tesla after Tesla, all doing custom work here. Here's Jason's Model S Performance that we're hoping to run against the Taycan very soon. He bought Arachnid lighter wheels to drop that 0 to 60. Tesla actually just revised their 0 to 60 times. You see it today?
2.4.
2.3. No, on the website. Now it says 2.3 seconds for this with the new launch mode. And on your Model X, they're dropping it to 2.6. We got to get out and test your car when you're ready.
Soon.
Yeah.
Get that rear bumper back on.
Yeah, he's gonna get his car put together because he's always customizing it. And I think we should get out some. You think we can get in the 10s? You're gonna pull some weight out of it too, remember?
Seats and door panels and things like that. Carpet.
Be the first Model X in the 10s. That'll be awesome.
Now's the time to do it.
Yeah, now's the time to do it because the drag's still close. But we can still do some other testing and get some numbers for it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's going on with this one?
New front bumper.
Okay.
Unplugged Performance.
Oh yeah, here we go. Look at this. We've got Unplugged Performance. This is the Ascension kit?
Yep.
Okay.
So that's the original. It's a stock on the ground.
Here's the original extension kit.
And
this
then
is
that's
the wrap on here?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's a nice piece. This is the rear
This
wing.
is the Model 3 rear, all custom carbon fiber gloss and then dry carbon. Weighs literally nothing.
That is a nice piece. That is absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
So how does that get placed on the back?
So this fits perfectly on the Model Y, fits nice. This is the track tested one, so.
There you go. So you just bolt that in right there. Oh,
yep.
It actually stays right there. Wow. What do you think of this carbon wing? Should we add that to the Model 3 too? This one's got all kinds of custom carbon work in the back here. A lot of Model 3 stickers. Inside, I think there's some carbon center console stuff going on. Yeah, look at this piece. I've never seen anything like this. That's nice. Inside too. Those are replacement pieces, not a wrap, right?
No, those are all, these are all add-ons. This is a whole add-on kit. I think I have one in stock. But it's a cover that goes on it.
It's a cover that goes over the top.
Goes over the back, and there's a back piece too, and then these are covers too.
Right. All right, so here are the final results of the lowering. Again, we got 1.5 inches in the back, which is just perfect, I think, for this car. And in the front, it was about 1 inch. Ride height is really even. The car looks great. So real quick, as you can see, I've got the wheel turned completely inward and there's no rubbing at all. So really good fitment for this car. Same thing over here, you can see there's just the perfect amount of space where it's not rubbing or anything. I gotta say, handling and ride-wise, it's awesome. It's not harsh at all. These are progressive springs, so it rides just like normal. Until you get into those corners, the car stays way flatter. The sway bars help the car stay planted. And overall, I think looks awesome, ride awesome, and just really happy with the results. However, there's one issue that I had when I put on the wheels, and this is really weird. All of a sudden, I had this rattling noise. High speeds, over 80, 85 miles an hour. This weird rattle all of a sudden showed up in both sides of the car, and I believe I found what it is. So there must be something up with the aerodynamics of these wheels, because the rattle is coming from this area, and I believe it's this right here. If I tap on this, you can hear a little rattle noise, and that's what I'm hearing inside the cabinet at high speeds. So this aero on the wheel must have a different effect on where the air is going. You know, Tesla's usually pretty specific about aerodynamics on wheels. This wheel maybe not so much. So I got a solution that I put together. It worked temporarily when I put some foam inside here, which stopped this from rattling when the wind buffets against it. All right, so now on to driving impressions. Of course, this is really tough to measure. I can definitely say that the lower ride height and the stiffer sway bars definitely make a difference in just overall feel of the car, body roll. Of course, that being hard to measure, I think what I'm going to do is, the last video we went out and did the Tesla Model 3 track mode version 2 testing. I took it out to an empty parking lot and I did some loops. Oh, that came around a little bit right there. This car's freaking so much fun, dude. I'm gonna take it out to the same spot, and we'll be able to see the G-forces on the screen here, and maybe compare before and after G-forces and see if lowering the car and the sway bars and the different size tires make some kind of quantitative difference that we'll be able to see on that meter. All right, here we go. Definitely holding pretty good. You can feel the tires giving away a little bit. Definitely feels flatter coming around the corners. So yeah, I think this is the optimal setting here. This 70-30, at least for me, with the handling at -2, really just seems to rip it around these corners. You can really hold it down as you kind of rip it through. I mean, the G-forces just push me way back into. It feels really planted going in these corners. Wow. Definitely better than before. I mean, it just hugs and just barely screeches the tires here coming around. You can hear the tires screeching, but the car's just holding on, not letting me loop it around like I did when it was negative. I mean, it does really, really good. Come out a little bit outside there. Really hard to get it to let loose too. I was ripping it. Oh. Well, there you go. 1.4 G's on the G meter versus 1.2 before. This is going to be awesome. Whew. For the autocross, 1.4 G's. That's up from the 1.2 that we hit before we did all the work. That's pretty significant. A 0.2 G around a corner to pick up. And it's not even that hot out. Before, I think it was hotter out when I did initial tests, so the tires might have been more sticky. Of course, there's a lot of variables involved there. We got differences, you know, the suspension's dropped a little bit. We got the thicker sway bars, not even on the most aggressive setting either, now that I think about it. So really, really impressed with the handling pickups that we got with the lighter wheels, dropping the car, and the sway bars. As for everyday ride handling, the car drives just like it did before. I really can't tell. But when you get on it in the corners, it feels flatter, more planted, and because those progressive springs, they get tighter as you apply more pressure to them. But overall, the ride's just great. Really happy with the setup we got going here. And yeah, we'll hit out the autocross again and see how competitive we get with the new setup. All right, so that's a wrap of lowering the Model 3, the new wheels, and the sway bars. As always, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, a thumbs up, and we'll keep the videos coming. My new jet ski just came in. I traded my old 2014 Sea-Doo GTX Limited 260 IS, man, that's a long name, for a brand new RXTX 300. The new jet ski has launch control. 0 to 60 is supposed to be 3.6 seconds. My buddy just got a new Yamaha. We're gonna go put some break-in hours right now, and then we're gonna set up some drag racing. We got a nice area to do a little drag racing for jet skis. Look forward to those videos coming soon. Thanks for watching.